Robert G. Cole was born at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas, to an Army doctor named Colonel Clarence F. Cole and his wife, Clara H. Cole, on March 19, 1915. He graduated from Thomas Jefferson High School in San Antonio in 1933 and went on to join the United States Army on July 1st of 1934. On June 26, 1935, he was honorably discharged to accept an appointment to the United States Military Academy at West Point. Hello and welcome to The Ultimate Sacrifice. My name's Louis Marsh, your host for this show. I hope that you'll stay tuned and enjoy it. If you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. We are just getting started here and we really need your help, and I would really be grateful if you could do that, as well as maybe tell some other people about this show because I think it's worth watching. Cole graduated with the class of 1939 and returned home to marry Allie Mae Wilson. He was appointed a second lieutenant to the 15th Infantry at Fort Lewis, Washington in 1939, and remained there until his transfer to the 501st Parachute Infantry Battalion at Fort Benning, Georgia in 1941. In March of that year, he earned his jump wings. He rapidly advanced through the ranks at Fort Benning as the parachute infantry battalions were expanding to regiments. On June 6, 1944, he was a lieutenant colonel in command of the 3rd Battalion of the 502nd Parachute Infantry Regiment. Cole parachuted into Normandy with his unit as part of the American airborne landings in Normandy. It was his unit's first combat jump. By the evening of June 6th, he had gathered about 75 men around him. They had captured Exit 3 at the St. Martin de Varville, or something like that, behind Utah Beach, and were at the dune line to welcome the men from the 4th U.S. Infantry Division who were coming ashore. After being in Division Reserve, Cole's battalion guarded the right flank of the 101st Airborne Division as it attempted to take the approaches to the town of Carentan. On the afternoon of June 10th, Cole led 400 men of his battalion in a single file down a long exposed causeway with marshes on either side. A hedgerow behind a large farmhouse on the right was occupied by well-dug-in German troops. At the far end of this causeway was the last of the 4 bridges over the Dove River floodplain. Beyond that last bridge lay Carentan, which the 101st had been ordered to seize to facilitate a link-up with the 29th Infantry Division coming off of Omaha Beach. During the advance, Cole's battalion was subject to continuous fire from artillery, machine guns, and mortars. His soldiers advanced slowly by crawling or crouching, taking many casualties. The survivors huddled against the bank on the far side of the causeway. An obstacle known as a Belgium gate blocked nearly the entire roadway over the last bridge, allowing the passage of only one man at a time. Attempts to force this bottleneck were futile, and the battalion took up defensive positions for the night. The men called this road Purple Heart Lane, and with very good reason. During the night, Cole's men were shelled by German mortars and strafed and bombed by 2 aircraft, causing further casualties and knocking Company I out of the fight. Eventually, the fire from the farm slackened, and the remaining 265 of the 400-plus men he started with moved through the obstacle and took up positions, ready for an assault. While the Germans, still resisting any attempt to move beyond the bridges, and after artillery failed to suppress their fire, Cole called for smoke on the dug-in Germans, and he ordered, of all things, a bayonet charge, a rarity in World War II. He charged toward the hedgerow, leading only a small portion of his unit at first, but the remainder of the battalion soon joined in as Cole led his paratroopers into the hedgerows, engaging at close range and with bayonets in hand-to-hand combat. The German survivors retreated, leaving more casualties as they withdrew. This assault, which came to be known as Cole's Charge, proved costly. 130 of Cole's 265 men became casualties. That's killed or wounded or missing. With his battalion exhausted, Cole called for the 1st Battalion to pass through his lines and continue the attack. However, they were also severely depleted by mortar fire when they were crossing the 4th bridge, so they took up positions with the 3rd Battalion rather than proceeding. There, on the edge of Carentan, they were subject to strong counterattacks by the German 6th Parachute Regiment during the morning and on into the afternoon. At the height of these attacks, at about 1900, Cole's artillery observer managed to break through the radio jamming and call down fire by the entire Corps artillery that broke up the attacks for good. At 0200 on June 12th, the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment passed through their lines and captured Hill 30 to the south of Carentan. From there, led by Company E, the 2nd Battalion of the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment, better known as the Band of Brothers, you've seen the TV show, hopefully, attacked north into Carentan as daylight as part of a 3-battalion assault. The German 6th Parachute Regiment, virtually out of ammo by this time, had abandoned the town during the night, leaving only a small rear guard, and by 0730 on June 12th, Carentan was captured. Cole was recommended for a Medal of Honor for his actions on that day, but he did not live to receive it. On September 18, 1944, during Operation Market Garden, now Colonel Cole, commanding the 3rd Battalion of the 502nd Parachute Infantry Regiment at Best, Netherlands, got on the radio. A pilot asked him to put some orange identification panels in front of his position. Cole decided to do it himself. For a moment, Cole raised his head, shielding his eyes to see the plane. A German sniper in a farmhouse only 300 yards away shot Cole, killing him instantly. Robert Cole was 29 years old. 2 weeks later, he was awarded the Medal of Honor for his bayonet charge near Carentan on June 11th. Here's how his Medal of Honor citation reads, quote, Lieutenant Colonel Cole was personally leading his battalion in forcing the last 4 bridges on the road to Carentan when his entire unit was suddenly pinned to the ground by intense and withering enemy fire, machine gun, mortar, and artillery fire placed upon them from well-prepared and heavily fortified positions within 150 yards of the foremost elements. After the devastating and unceasing enemy fire had for more than 1 hour prevented any move and inflicted numerous casualties, Cole, observing this almost hopeless situation, courageously issued the order to assault the enemy positions with fixed bayonets. With utter disregard for his own safety and completely ignoring the enemy fire, he rose to his feet in front of the battalion and, with drawn pistol, shouted to his men to follow him in the assault. Catching up a fallen man's rifle and bayonet, he charged on and led the remnants of his battalion across the bullet-swept open ground and into the enemy positions. His heroic and valiant action in so inspiring his men resulted in the complete establishment of our bridgehead across the Dove River. The cool fearlessness, personal bravery, and outstanding leadership displayed by Cole reflect great credit upon himself and are worthy of the highest praise in military service." Unquote. As his widow and 2-year-old son looked on, months later, Cole's mother accepted his posthumous award of the Medal of Honor on the Fort Sam Houston parade ground, where Cole had played as a child. And finally, the Robert G. Cole Junior Senior High School was named after him a few years later. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you haven't seen the older ones, please go check them out as well. Amazing stories of American courage and heroism on D-Day and in the fight for the entire Normandy campaign. We'll be back next week with more. Until then, please like and subscribe if you can. Leave a comment if you'd like. I'd love to hear from you. You have any thoughts on how we can make this program better? I want to hear them. If you have any thoughts about, maybe I need plastic surgery, you can tell me that too. Whatever you want. Love to hear from you. So until next week, take care, and I'll see you later.